Welcome back everybody to the B2B Syndicate Specialized Sales Training, and in today's video what we're going to talk about is the right way to send a first initial cold message on LinkedIn. Let's get to it. Now before we get into this topic, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, that way you get notified when we make more content like this. Alright folks, so we want to make this video because a lot of people are doing the wrong thing on LinkedIn. They're sending really spammy messages, they're not getting replies, they're doing it wrong. So we, with our little bit of wisdom at the B2B Syndicate, are trying to shed light on a better approach, a way that you can actually get replies and actually have conversations on LinkedIn. So let's get to it, guys. Rule number one, a lot of people do this, so don't do this. Don't pitch slap, okay? Nobody likes to be slapped around. Nobody enjoys getting slapped in the face. Maybe some people do, but we won't talk about that. Do not pitch slap somebody. Nobody likes to be slapped left and right, okay? Now, if you haven't heard of this word, pitch slap is relatively new, but it's basically when somebody sends you a message on LinkedIn and maybe they're saying, hey, first name, and they just dump a bunch of details about their product, their service, their company, and they ask you for 30 minutes of time. And it's just like, oh my God, I don't even know you. I don't know anything about you. I might not even be a good fit. And they're just dumping all this info on you for no good reason. And you know what happens to messages like that? They get deleted real quick. I get them all the time. Here's one that I got last week. It's absolutely terrible. It just talks about them, ask me for time. It's getting a delete, you guys. Nobody's replying to stuff like this. So, rule number one, do not pitch slap. Do not send a really big, bulky message that's all about you, your product, your service. Instead, here's where step number two comes in. Do this. All right, guys, so step number two is more of a mindset thing, and the mindset shift I want you to make is going from, hey, my first message needs to be all about getting a meeting. No, it doesn't. Your first message needs to have the goal of just getting a reply. Okay, so tweak that in your brain. You're not trying to get a meeting on the first message. You're just trying to get a reply. But what's the best way to get a reply? The best way to reply is by asking a short, simple question. For example, this is what I typically do. Now, this is going to depend on what you sell, but most of the time, if you're selling technology, there's maybe something new that your company is claiming to do. Maybe, for example, my company that I sell, or my product that I sell rather, we sell to data practitioners. And our company has created a new sort of paradigm called lake house architecture, okay? Now, a lot of people in the market don't know what this stuff is. So, in my first message, it's usually a personalized first line, an observation about them based on their LinkedIn profile or anything else about their company. And the second line is, by the way, has anyone told you about lake house architecture? And the reason we do this, you guys, is because instead of asking for something like a meeting or asking them to confirm something, we're bringing them knowledge. We're bringing them something new that maybe they never heard of before. And whether you like to say it or not, new information is a form of value. If somebody tells you something you've never heard about before, you're gonna be like, oh, that's interesting, I didn't know that. And you're gonna be 1% smarter than you were before. Isn't that a good thing? Now, if you want an easy way to personalize it, here's what I do. For that first line, I say, hey, I look at their LinkedIn and see how long they've been in the data space, right? Because I sell to data people. And I'll say something like, hey, it looks like you've been in the data space for about 10 years now. I'm curious, in those 10 years, has anyone told you about lake house architecture? See how that's much better than a pitch slap where it's all about you, your product, your service? Because I can't write that same message to 100 people, right? They're gonna know that I've personalized it based on their tenure. I had to look at them, I had to do a little bit of research, and again, it's short, simple, and easy to reply to. Now, the last thing I recommend, if you want to add a little bit more spice and personalization to it, is have a personalized PS line. For me personally, I like to be really casual with this, so my PS line might be something that has nothing to do with the first two lines of what I've said. For example, there was somebody who I messaged a year ago, and I saw they went to FSU, and I said, PS, super jealous you went to FSU. I went to one football game when I was in college and it was the best time of my life. And guess what? They replied. So overall, guys, that's the approach that we're recommending here. It's, again, you want to avoid the pitch slap, right? Get that out of here. Number two, you want to change your mindset from getting a meeting to starting a conversation. And the best way to do that is by asking a simple, short question. So there you have it, guys. That is the approach. I hope you're able to take something valuable away from this video. And if you did, again, go ahead and subscribe, like the channel, subscribe to our newsletter because we're dropping actionable sales advice every Sunday straight to your inbox at no cost, by the way. So if that sounds good to you guys, definitely stick around because we got more content like this coming out. Either way, guys, that wraps up the video for today. So thank you for your attention, and we will catch you all in the next video. Take it easy now.